Hello, Portugal. Hi, Malta. My name is David, and I welcome you to this show. We're going to look at the latest news from Portugal over the past few days. Diogo Jota, didn't the player who died in a car accident take the plane? Useful tool for buying a house in Portugal. New scandal at Santa Maria Hospital, one of the largest, and a roll cloud sweeps over the Portuguese coast. We begin with the opening credits, setting the scene for this compelling story. He bravely risked his personal health and well-being to provide crucial assistance and unwavering support to the national team during a critical period. The dedicated and highly skilled physiotherapist, who is directly responsible for treating the talented footballer Diogo Jota, has now decided to speak out publicly and share his detailed account in an exclusive interview published in the widely read and respected Record newspaper. You've probably already seen it, or at least heard about it, as it has garnered significant attention. The Liverpool footballer and Portuguese international has died on Thursday in a car accident. But why did Diogo Jota take his car? To return to England, why didn't he just take a plane? Wasn't it simpler? Several Portuguese media outlets explain that he underwent lung surgery at the end of the season. His physiotherapist, who spoke to the Record newspaper, said the footballer postponed surgery to take part in the Nations League. He risked health to help the national team. He was enthusiastic, confident recovery, and excited for the upcoming season. He told me he wouldn't take part in Liverpool's pre-season tour in Japan so he could focus on his recovery, convinced he was going to have an excellent season. The 28-year-old Portuguese player travelled in his Lamborghini with his 25-year-old brother André Silva, leaving Portugal. He planned to spend the night near Zamora, in northern Spain, before heading to Santander. There, he was supposed to board a ferry and travel to England, but he never made it to Zamora. While overtaking, a tyre burst. The vehicle veered off the road and caught fire. Both brothers perished in the fire. Diogo Jota leaves behind 3 children and his wife Ruth, whom he had just recently married. Are you looking to buy in Portugal? This map is your best ally. It was useful. My research 2 years ago, I targeted the more interesting areas, and it saved me drowning in many listings. And that's why I'm sharing it with you. Prices in Portugal are rising, and if you're currently looking, I can already see that little bead of sweat forming on your temple, on your forehead, because you can't waste time. But rest assured, interest rates dropped, offsetting the rise in real estate prices. Even surpass it. Secondly, regions, where you can find great deals. And that's where this map comes. Publication National Institute Statistics Portugal shows median value home sales square meter. Covers the latest available figures, the fourth quarter 2024. And that's great because we're not talking about ad prices. We're talking about actual home sale prices, even though sometimes envelopes get passed under the table to lower the official price and pay a bit less in taxes. We're not naive, but this still gives us a more accurate and faithful idea of the market. In the last quarter of 2024, 44,115 homes were sold for a median price of €1,870 per square meter. You heard right, a median price. This means half of the sales at a price below that amount and the other half at a higher price. We're right in the middle, much more accurate than an average price, because an average is heavily influenced by low sales, or extremely high ones, compared to the same period. The number of transactions has increased and the median price has risen by 15%. But there are big differences depending on the region. And that's where our map comes in very handy. There are still many areas where the median price is 2 to 3 times lower than the country's median price. There's even a map that's detailed, showing the medians for each municipality. I'll put the link in the description of my YouTube video and in the podcast. That way, you can really dig into these maps for your research. Just a quick reminder, though, buying a property isn't just done based on the price. It's based on condition access to infrastructure, to services, hospitals, schools. A Portuguese dermatologist bills for surgical operations even though she's 2,000 kilometers away from her workplace. That's what Portugal claims in new revelations. The services involve the dermatology department of Hospital Santa Maria in Lisbon. The doctor earned €113,000 in 7 Saturdays during one of shifts on May 14th. That the dermatologist was conference in Italy, so interns performed the operations. This isn't the first scandal to hit Santa Maria Hospital. A few weeks ago, CNN and TVA revealed a dermatologist received €400,000 for 10 days. Legal or not? That's what the investigation must determine. According to a doctor interviewed anonymously by CNN, dermatology department at hospital is in complete chaos. Internal audits conducted, and this week, head of unit resigned after being confronted with the results. At the heart of the matter, in fact, is the system that provides financial incentives for healthcare professionals. In short, additional surgeons work extra hours to reduce the waiting list, and in return, they receive bonuses. Investigators need to determine whether the system was used illegally or if the amount paid was just very high. It complies with the law. Alex, smiling. It was scary. We thought it was a tsunami. Here are some reactions to this incredible cloud. Roll clouds. A huge horizontal cloud stretching for hundreds of kilometers, hiding the horizon. This rare phenomenon in Portugal was observed along the coast, mainly between Peniche and northern Portugal, according to Portuguese Institute. But what is it? Sources refer to an Arcus cloud. It appears when cold air descends quickly and meets warm, humid air. This layer is forced to rise and condense, forming an elongated cloud. Then, divergent winds cause a horizontal rotation, and that's what gives the impression of a giant rolling cloud moving forward. As explained by Tempo PT, this type of cloud can signal gusty winds or a sudden change in weather, but it isn't dangerous in itself. It mostly sparks curiosity and amazes beachgoers. The images have made the rounds on social media and spread quickly, even outside of Portugal. On the sports side, good news for the Portuguese. Cyclist Almeida won the Tour de Suisse, as reported by the Olympic website. Portuguese rider's third win, Tour of the Basque Country and Tour de Romandie. Enough to let João head Wallonia. Tour de France Canoe Championships. Fernando won 2 gold medals in the 1,000 and 5,000 meters. You might recognize him as the flag bearer for the Portuguese delegation at the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. But what about Jean-Baptiste, who, for his part, took the silver medal in the 200 meters? And that's not all. The Portuguese quartet won the K4 500-meter event to finish off. Benfica won the Portuguese futsal championship. Before we say goodbye, here's the agenda. Discover little-known stories about Lisbon thanks to the exhibition. Inside, it's happening at the Lisbon Museum in the Pimenta Palace. If you like classical music, you'll love Marvin Moore. It's in this fortified village in the Tejo that The Marmande International Music Festival takes place from the 18th to the 27th of July. Thank you very much for listening. Remember to share and comment on this video to support my work and help others stay connected with Portugal. If you have any suggestions or feedback, don't hesitate to send me an email via the description.